I want to start with showing you some of the major changes in navigation that you'll find on the new Moodle site. So for example, you'll see this sidebar menu, which is the same across the site, so it allows for a little bit more consistent navigation for students. And then also, depending on the theme you're using, this will also change. So when you're in a course, this will become the sections of the course, so students can click on those to navigate through. You can click this button up in the corner to collapse that menu if you like the wider screen. Just remember to click it again if you need to use this menu to access something. So turn editing on now happens here with this green pencil icon, and that will always stay up there at the top of the page. To access your course administration settings, so that used to be a block over here on the side of the page, you're going to click on Course Management, and this is going to show you all of that content that used to exist over in the Course Administration block. So you can go into your course settings from this menu, and that's of course also how you can make your course visible to students. Also, in the course settings menu here, you have course administration, and I want to point out to you that under course administration, that's where you can find the Open Grader. So for those of you who use Open Grader, it now lives here in this link. You also have link to reports here, so if you use course logs, that's how you can get to them, including dates, which is how you can change all of the dates in your course on one page. So the last thing that I want to point out to you is this top menu that has the drop-down menus with Moodle help and resources. So this is geared towards students, so they can get to the Moodle User's Guide and then some of the major Moodle skills that they need to have. So these are all how-to articles that links them to. And then BCC student resources. So this used to live in a book activity that we would put by default into classes, but now we have links to all of these different BCC resources right here in Moodle. So as you look at these, if you can think of more that we could add or different ways of organizing, please let us know. Finally, you'll see that there is a footer that runs across the site. And we also include a link to the online help web form, which is what students can use if they need some help. Every Moodle course will come with this generic banner image, and this is something that you can change, and you can have a different banner image in every course. So to change this image, we'll go to Course Management and then Edit Course Settings. Scroll down to this top section where it says Course Image, click the blue arrow to open up the file picker, and browse for your image. So I found an image ahead of time, and it's really helpful to look for an image that is sized for a banner. You also probably want an abstract image. You don't want to have words or people's faces on that image because it's going to change and it's going to look different depending on the size of the screen that the user has. So it's better to go with something that's a little more abstract. And then I'm going to click Save and Display. And you can see that my banner image has changed. One of the changes with the new Moodle provider is that we have increased course formatting options. So the default format for a Moodle course is topics format, and that's what you're used to seeing here, where you have a section and your sections stack on top of each other, so you scroll down your page and then there's content within those sections. So I'm going to change the course format, and I do so by clicking on Course Management, Edit Course Settings, scroll down to Course Format, And you'll see that you have several different format options. I encourage you to experiment with these. You won't ever lose any content. You'll change the overall look of the page, but if you don't like it, you can always go back to topics format. So I'm going to show you grid format as just one example of a different course format. Save and return. And so I still have this top section of the course, and that's usually where you have your syllabus, your office hours, and any important information that students need to know or need to know throughout the course. And then here, the sections now appear in this grid format. When I click on the grid, the section of the course will open up, and students can also navigate between sections by using this arrow. So note that just as it's always worked in Moodle, when you have a section hidden from students, it will be completely hidden from them, so they won't see that section at all. They won't see that grid at all, but you will see it. So to modify this, I would turn editing on, and you'll see that scrolling down will show me all of the sections, so I can do some editing in there if I need to. And then I can also change the image for each of these grid boxes. So I'm going to click Change Image. I'm going to choose the image that I've already downloaded onto my computer. And you might want to do this because it's a lot more aesthetically pleasing to see a variety of images there on the page. It can also help students break up the content and better navigate the course when they have unique images to look at. You'll see that that really changes things versus looking at these gray boxes. So the very last thing I want to show you, that if you don't like this message that comes up when there's a new activity, or if you see that these all have new activity, which thus is meaningless to students if everything is new, you can change that. That's a setting in the grid format. So I'm going to go back to course management, edit course settings, back to course format, and if you scroll down through the grid format settings, you'll see this one, show new activity notification image. I'm going to change that to no, so that I don't have the new activity notification, and you'll see that that has disappeared. So that's a very quick overview about one of the course formatting options. You have more, so I encourage you to try them out and let us know if you have any questions. I want to show you one of my favorite changes in the new Moodle site, and that has to do with the default text editor. So the text editor is across the whole site, anywhere where you would be entering text. So I'm going to turn editing on, so you see the text editor when you are using a label, when you're adding an assignment description. I'm going to add a forum. So this is the text editor here, where you have your formatting options. And notice that you have this option to record audio, and this option here to record video. And so when you're using those, you are recording that audio or video directly in the space that you're creating. So if you're making a label, it will embed it right there into the label. Or if you're participating in a discussion forum or creating a discussion forum prompt, it will embed that audio or video right in there. And students have access to the same editor. So the students can respond with a video comment or an audio comment if you wanted them to. So you would just click on that button, you'd start recording. You have 2 minutes to record, and then you record what you want to do. Hi. Stop recording. You can attach that recording to the post, and then it will appear right there in whatever you have created in the text editor. So it'll embed right in there. One thing to note is that if you are creating video content for students, it's always important to include a transcript along with that, just for accessibility reasons. So let me know if you have any questions about that.